I feel like it's this year's team.
Okay.
I feel like this year's team is the Beam Team, and here's the president of the Beam Team, and he eats free anytime he goes out. That is our man, the culture writer over at the Athletic, our brother Jason Jones. Jay, what's going on, baby?
Nothing much. I'm looking around who you talking to. I didn't know I was part of the Beam Team till
Oh
now.
yeah,
You with
oh
us,
yeah,
man.
you with us. You with us. I know you excited about tonight, and we'll get to that for sure. We want to start. We haven't got to talk to you since this weekend's news broke with Ja Morant. What? Always interested in hearing everyone's perspective on this. Like, what do you think the next steps for Adam Silver in the league office are with Ja Morant?
It's tough for me because I don't know how you just legislate immaturity or just outright just either you're immature, you're just outright dumb. I don't know how you legislate that.
Mm.
And when I first see he, 'cause I not when I woke up and saw the alert on my phone, I literally thought, why are they rehashing this? This happened a couple of months ago. Because nowhere in my mind did I think he would do that again.
Mm.
And I've just kind of watched this thing become so many different debates. A Second Amendment debate, which I don't understand because no one's
That
saying.
was wild.
I was like, how did John become the face of the Second Amendment? And then it's like, well, it's not like he wasn't arrested. No one said he committed a crime.
Right.
Unless lacking sense is a crime.
Right.
I mean, no one said he did anything illegal. And it just kind of reminded me that this is where people didn't pay attention in government class growing up, that the NBA is a private business.
Mm-hmm.
If the NBA says, I don't want my employees flashing guns, the NBA can say, don't flash guns. And I don't know what you do. I mean, it's the off season. He's banned from team activity. What, he can't go to the draft party? I mean, what? He can't come by to the facility. I don't know what the punishment is right now. He can't go to Vegas for summer league with them. I
His
mean,
key card don't work.
yeah, he can't get in the building now. But I mean, there's got to be something. I mean, because it's like, is it illegal to have a gun? No, but if you around the NBA facilities or with the team travel, it is. He wasn't with the team, but I said at the very minimum, he got to get his head checked.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, he didn't even make it 3 full months.
Nope.
And I've seen people saying they're getting on his dad need to check him. His friends aren't his real friends. To that I say, I don't think his dad put the gun on him and said, "Hey, show them." At some point, we've got to stop this game of everyone's fault except Ja Morant's fault.
Right.
I've seen people blame, like I said, Second Amendment people, like leave him alone. His friend ain't really his friend. I mean, yeah, his friend went. I'm pretty sure he wasn't like, "Hey, I'm gonna go live real quick. Hey, Ja, flash the heat."
Right. He actually tried to look out. He was like, "Oh, he's got it up. Let me put it down."
He's like, my bad." It's kind of like when you got that one homie who he's with his girl and they having issues and she called you like, "Shh, be quiet. He don't we don't want." They tried, but I mean, they got And I saw something interesting. I mean, just looking on Instagram, Gilbert Arenas was like, Ja better come up with like a drug or alcohol problem or something. He better find some reason to have to go away for the summer and try to come back a new man. Because I mean, and me, being around the league and knowing people in Memphis, this is just like the tip of the eye. I mean, he's had issues out there for a while, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
And that there was that story reported. This is just a continuation. And a suspension is coming because I think everyone focused on the 2 Instagram instances, but this team knows of a lot more stuff. I mean, even the something reporting that was the Washington Post story, I believe.
Yep.
There's more stuff out there besides that.
Right.
So I expect a lengthy suspension. I don't know how long that is. I mean, what did he give him? 8 games last time?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was 10.
I mean,
he missed 8 voluntarily, and then he gave him time served, and then he missed 2 more after that.
I mean, if they hit him with 25, I wouldn't be shocked.
That's on the low. Man. We keep thinking he's going to get suspended for more just because he made Adam Silver look stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel that to the Players Association,
right.
But
like I'm starting to lean more towards 30 or 25, because initially when some people say like 50, like I would understand it, but it's kind of hard to give somebody more than half the season for a bad look. You know what I'm saying? Like
when the weapons weren't, when the gun wasn't at a team facility, he didn't break an NBA rule. Like I said, he broke a rule of being not very bright. And and I get the whole conduct detrimental to the league. You can do whatever you want, because the NBA is a private business. They can do whatever they want to him. I can't see him getting to Gilbert Arenas, but I think they're going to do something to him. And then because I think, like I said, it makes everyone look dumb. They sent him to rehab for 2-3 days last time. He does the weird interview with Jalen Rose, where it's like the fake, like it might as well have been that R. Kelly interview from a couple of years ago. I mean, it was that bad. Where I was like, come on, man, really? Like, what was the purpose of that? So he's made a lot of people look dumb.
Yep.
And especially after the Lakers beat him, he's talking about he's got to be more mature and how his off the court stuff affected the team. So that's okay though. At least Dylan Brooks won't be back.
Right.
At least they got rid of. At least Dylan. It reminds me of back in the day when Paul Westphal, rest in peace, told me back when the USC issues with their football program, because he played hoop there. Westphal said, "Oh yeah, the football team broke some rules. Basketball team's on probation again." It's like Jaws Weiland. Okay, Dylan, you gotta go.
Well, we kind of talked a little bit about Memphis too, and we talked about Ja and Dylan Brooks and everything that happened in that first round series. And we asked the question, not saying we want him to or he should, but is Taylor Jenkins kind of getting a pass here? Because it seems like they are wilding in Memphis, and he's the head coach.
I don't know if he's how much blame you put on him when like some of these things aren't happening with. I mean, Dylan's biggest issue was he talked. I mean, he's not the first. I mean, Pat Bev talks. I mean, a lot of guys talk. Like I said, to me, Dylan was more entertainment. The stuff with Ja, this stuff is like off the court. I don't know what Taylor Jenkins does with this. I mean, we're gonna put Taylor in the car while he's listening to NBA YoungBoy with him. I mean, I don't know what you do with this. I think this goes beyond Taylor Jenkins. This is like an organizational thing. When a team gets like this, I don't know if you want. This is top. This is up top. I don't think Taylor has the authority to suspend John Moran or affect his pay or anything. So I think this probably goes above Taylor Jenkins. I don't know what we want Taylor to do in the offseason. I mean, and even with all their issues, they were the number 2 seed in the West. So Taylor did something right on on the court. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if we want Taylor riding in the back seat with Ja and his homies. I don't know what you want him. I don't know what you do with this, because
I don't think if a video emerged of Taylor Jenkins wilding out to NBA young boy, I don't think I'd be surprised. Like I could see it.
Maybe. And remember too, Ja's homie was running on get the Pacers. His homie was coming on the court.
They had the light flashing at the
now that I think about it, they got to give him at least 30 games. Now, they got to give him at least 30. I mean,
we talk chasing up.
We talk out of control. I mean, he out of control. Yeah, man. Red lights flashing at buses. You talking about? They got it. Yeah, he out of control. He needs some help. I can't blame his daddy for this.
Well, not to mention, and maybe this is unfair to Ja, but I mean, it's all part of it. The skirmish with the Lakers, that goes into his permanent record a little bit too, because he was trying to fight in that situation.
Yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot with this. I mean, and I think someone tried to say that this would have been Allen Iverson if we had social media. I'm like, come on now, that's not fair.
No, that ain't fair. Don't put that on AI.
You excited for tonight? Western Conference Finals get underway. I ain't gonna say nothing, Jay. I'll just say this: someone on this show has the Nuggets winning this series in 5. I'm not gonna say who. It's not me, but I'm not gonna say who it is. What would you say to that individual?
It might be me. I don't know.
Who
everyone has their own opinion. I mean, I'm not offended. Everyone has the right to have their own opinion.
I think, Jason, real quick. I think, and I'm basing this on something that we don't know if it's going to happen, but I think Jamal Murray is going to show up the way he has for most of these playoffs, and I think that's going to be a lot for the Lakers to deal with. Jamal Murray and Jokic doing their thing, opening it up for the KCPs, the Bruce Browns, the Michael Porter Jr.'s, Aaron Gordon. I'm impressed with this Nuggets team. It really don't have a whole lot to do with the Lakers. I'm really impressed with this Nuggets team, the way they've played these playoffs.
Man, I've liked them all season. People laughed at me when I said I thought the Nuggets were they were like, oh, whatever, But I think, this is also going to be the best defense the Nuggets have seen in a while. I don't think Jamal's going to cook the way he's been cooking the previous couple, some of his previous couple of rounds. I think it's going to be a really good matchup. I really do. I mean, I think, defensively, AD's not as comfortable being out on the floor against Jokic, which, where he beats a lot of centers is that they don't want to go out there and kind of in the deep water with him on the elbows and beyond. What they can throw Aaron Gordon, and they can throw. I wouldn't say Michael Porter. I don't think he might consider Michael Porter Jr. a defensive stopper, but there's some different things you can see in this series. I think it's going to be interesting. Just the way this thing all unfolds. I mean, this is to me, it's a pretty evenly matched up series. I'll do my joke. I've been saying ever since the Lakers had Russell West. I've been jokingly saying Lakers in 6 the whole time. I'll stick with that just because, I don't know I'm going to be rigid and say Lakers in 6, but this is a very evenly matched up series. I mean, it's not like overwhelmed. The Lakers don't have the kind of the physical advantage up front that they had against the Warriors, but also in the backcourt, they've got some size they can throw at, Jamal Murray that maybe Phoenix, because Phoenix basically was 4 or 5 players. I mean, they had no depth. So I think I think the Nuggets have shown they can some big offensive games. So I mean, it could go either way. I think the Lakers I think they're gonna win the series still. I think Jokic, if you say he's the best player in the series, I would still take LeBron and AD before Jamal Murray. I just think that I think AD, as good as he is, are you going to stop Joker? Nope. He's going to get, he's not going against DeAndre Ayton. It's not going to be that. He's not going against Carl. I don't want to play defense Towns or Rudy Gobert, who he's owned. This is going to be a competitive series. I think it's going to go at least 6 games.
Would you put LeBron on Jokic at all defensively?
I'd throw some different. I mean, I wouldn't in spots. Yeah, I think you got to throw different things at them.
Sure.
And I think you don't want. I think at some point, that because they'll have to sit AD. You either keep AD or LeBron on the court. At some point, when they go small, LeBron's their 5. And if you do that, he probably will have to do it. You probably throw Vanderbilt at him a little, even though he can probably he can beat up Vanderbilt in the post. But I think what a lot of teams try to do with Joker is say we'd rather let him get 50 to let him get 25, 12, and 12. I think so it all depends. I mean, I've really been impressed with what Darvin Ham's done with his adjustments during the playoffs. I think he's done a good job figuring things out. That game against the Warriors, I'm gonna start Schroeder. You guys want to play small? Watch this, blow them out. So I think it's going to be a lot of adjustments. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a big Michael Malone fan. That's my guy. So I'm kind of it's between your fandom then versus the people you actually. I know people on both sides. So either way, someone I know is going to the finals. We'll see how it goes.
Cool piece about Jokic is that 50 Jason was just referring to. He could get the 50 plus the 12 and the 12.
Yeah,
that's the thing. You don't want him to get 12 and the what I've been told is the hope is that if he's going for like 50, that means he's not setting up Michael Porter for wide open shots, and Murray's not going in and getting 25, 30.
Yeah. And I think that's the situation in this series, like you just laid out, if I'm the Lakers, where I'm trying to make sure Bruce Brown don't have a 25-point game or multiple 25-point game. Like that, I can't recover from that. I don't think.
You don't need the Lakers don't need to see Kings killer KCP. KCP come to Sacramento.
Work on the Kings, man. I still don't want to see KCP out here, man. That boy was a problem.
The legendary moments playing the game in an ankle brace, though. That's that's top 5 greatest moments in NBA history. My man was on house arrest, taking 3. I'll never forget that. The one of the things you never thought you'd ever see in an NBA game.
Hey,
this league is fantastic.
It's history making moments.
Jaws over there like, why y'all tripping off of me? I ain't do that.
You probably need to have an ankle.
Yeah,
you probably need one on. Look, some other stuff around the league. I mean, league has been going crazy, really. The Sixers, their loss to Boston, just set off a firestorm of James Harden doing it all over again, not showing up in this game 7. Joel Embiid is now under attack for all the Sixers fans, and it cost Doc Rivers his job. What do you think? What do you think they do in Philly? I think all this stuff is over. Like, I think it's done. Then you probably won't do it this summer, but you're probably a summer away from trading Joel Embiid. But I think they're finished. What do you think about Philly?
I think that team is maxed out as a second-round team. I think Joel Embiid doesn't get nearly enough heat as he should because he's had enough people cover. Because people, the last Ben Simmons game, Ben was terrible. But I also remember Joel Embiid fumbling the ball out. He was terrible too. Mm-hmm. And this is the second time, in 3 years, where in an elimination, he just was bad. And Ben Simmons took the blame. Doc Rivers is taking the blame. Even now, James Harden, this man's the MVP. He won. I voted for him. He's the MVP. I don't think it's fair to not expect the MVP to be 4 of 15 in the third quarter of an elimination game.
Right.
And Doc has a history of not being able to close out series, but so does Joel Embiid now. And Joel Embiid has a history of he can't get out the second round. And I mean, if the same smoke they had for Chris Paul for years about that, it's time to get some of that. We know what James Harden does in big moments in the postseason. He gets tired and gets ready to go to a gentleman's club. We've seen this act from James repeatedly. Mm-hmm. And with all that said, this season wasn't about James Harden for them. It was about the MVP needed to be the MVP. And he wasn't. And I think you remove Doc, whatever happens with James happens or whatever, but this is all about Joel Embiid now. And I know I have a lot of friends who are Sixer fans. They're ready to blow the whole thing up. They're like, they went through a 10-win season. They went through the whole process to be a second-round playoff team. That's some nasty business. You went through all that, all these picks, all these top 3 picks to lose in the second round.
Fair to fire Doc Rivers?
I think it's fair. I don't think it's all his fault, but if you watch the second half of that game, it's clear the players didn't care what Doc had to say. I mean, those guys gave up.
Which that's a problem. I mean, like that's a problem in and of itself. Like we could criticize the players for giving up as well, but if Doc's not getting through to those guys, that's on Doc too.
Yeah. And sometimes me watching them in the postseason since that fourth quarter of game game 6.
Yep.
It was pretty clear that they didn't care what Doc had to say.
Yep.
I mean, how do you call a timeout and they go out there and they're still okay? We're gonna keep jacking up threes. Why not? We're just gonna sit there and let Jason Tatum do whatever he wants. I mean, it was embarrassing what happened to them. I mean, Doc, like I said, you look at Doc's track record.
I was going to ask you. You think Doc is unfairly criticized
for that? No,
just in his career, though.
I don't know if it's unfair. I mean, I think any coach just had his. I mean, what is it? He's 0-9 in his last in that situation with a chance to clinch, like in the second
Wow.
conference finals. He's 0-9 in chances to clinch. And like if you're the Clippers, he was up 3-1 in that series. This series, you're up 3-2 with a game at home. I mean, and we watched it a few times with the Clippers where they're up 2-1, 3, whatever the case may be. Remember that one against the Rockets where the Rockets basically quit and put all their backups in?
They benched Harden, which the world's colliding. They benched Harden in that game 6 because the series was over. And bench guys come back and win.
Yeah, so I mean, it's hard to kind of defend Doc on that and be like, my kids are having fun right now. I guess they're ready for the game, but yeah, but it's hard. It's hard to kind of defend that. But like I said, Doc removed. The players got to own a lot of that. I mean, that was just pathetic what they did in Game 7. Just to go out there like that was pathetic.
I asked if it was fair about Doc Rivers. How about Monty Williams?
From what I heard from some people about what was going on in Phoenix, I wasn't shocked. And it's always tough when you go. I mean, look at his last 3 exits. Up 2-0 in the finals, lose 4 straight. Give up a 50-piece of Giannis in a clincher. Lose by 30 at home in a Game 7 to Luka. And this year, to me, I was like, you're down a bunch of guys, but still, you're down by 30 at half. You give up 81 points in a half. It was clear that he and DeAndre Ayton won't be exchanging, Christmas gifts this year.
I don't even think those two exchange pleasantries.
I don't think they.
I think when Monty Williams sees DeAndre Ayton, he asks if he's on his phone.
Yeah, he gets a text right then. When DeAndre walks by, he just starts texting someone like, "Why did they pay him this much money?" And and plus you got new ownership out there. Like I said, but those last 3 exits, and to me, of the 3, this was the least egregious. I mean, that team had no depth after that trade. I don't think they were. I mean, if you've got to play Kevin Durant 45 minutes to eliminate the Clippers led by Norman Powell, you got a problem. No shade to Norman Powell, but come on, man. I mean, there's no Kawhi, there's no Paul George. It's Russell Westbrook and Norman Powell, and you got to play KD like 45 minutes to get by them. I mean, and a lot of times when coaches get fired, it's not even about the result, about the relationships. And clearly, relationships weren't the greatest with some of those guys over there. And like I said, you're up. It's almost they haven't recovered from being 2-0 up in the finals. I mean, their record has gotten worse every year. And yeah, to be down, even with the guys they had out, to be down 30 in an elimination game when you got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker on your team. Somebody was going to pay for that. And it wasn't going to be James Jones, clearly.
Jay, we appreciate you. Enjoy this series. Enjoy tonight.
I'll try.
Nuggets.
I'm with Jay though. I think this is an evenly. I think these are 2 really, really good teams.
I do too. I think even when I say 5, like I don't think it's like a blowout. I think they're going to be competitive games. All this else, I wouldn't be surprised if anything else happened. It went 6, 7, none of that. Wouldn't be surprised. But make no bones about it. It's 52-80 over here. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. And y'all enjoy not caring about the lottery. Enjoy ignoring the lottery tonight.
Thank God.
Thank you. We'll do that. Jay, appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother.
All right. Catch you next time.